The day didn't come without its mishaps, mistakes, and challenges.
So basically this whole day just got eaten up by our difficulties. We all learned a pretty big lesson.
We just kept going with the schedule, starting today with nothing in my head, and then getting to lunchtime, we've got places to go and we've got stuff to do.
And that was it. The main chunk of the film was done. After such an intense but wonderful time of production, the next few weeks felt slower in comparison. But these weeks were peppered with precious moments, situations to trust God in, and rain. Lots and lots of rain. I mentioned last video that we had shot most of the film in those 5 days, strategically shooting all of Lane's scenes before he left. But there were still a few shots scattered around that needed to get done. So we welcomed Lennox and Nevaeh to the set. They were super troopers, being our friends and acting for us. Lennox played our main character's sneaky double, and Nevaeh played a mysterious character that I can't tell you much about yet. Denzel kept being a trooper too, acting as our character Dylan. Lane's father continued to bless us by being our stunt driver and enduring our third bog of the trip. Adventures to remember.
Black soil country. Get bogged out there.
You crack the surface, straight down. Have a look over here. The other 4-wheel drive, and we just went straight down. Coming back from well, it's successful, just different to what we thought was going to be successful. Planned to get a whole bunch of shots, maybe, I don't know, maybe 15 shots today. We ended up with 1, but that's okay. That is okay. Jesus knows what's going down. But we did set up everything for tomorrow. As long as it's not raining, we'll be sweet. 20 minutes. Oh, we gotta stick around for that.
It was time to say goodbye to the majority of our team at this point. We then heard about the weather. In our time up north, on a whole, there had been around 2 or so cyclone storms. Rain had flooded the road we were needing to travel to Broome. We prayed for the Lord to part the waters. And what do you know?
3 hours before we need to travel, the road opened! Yes!
We said goodbye to Axius, Bruce, Joseph, Minnie, Fuzzy, Lydia, Haley and Taylor, leaving us with a team of 7 to continue on.
We'll always remember you, mate.
And soon after, we farewelled Joy and Jess too. And it sure is a different experience going from a 14-man team to a 5-man team, but this allowed us to make friends with the school. A big thank you again to the Luma Community School for letting us film on the school grounds and being so welcoming to us. So we continued to shoot what we could. Then
it's a little bit of an interesting situation at the moment. So I'm going to jump in and play the police officer. And everybody knows that police officers have short hair and pretty much shaved. Then we'll be able to finish off the last shots that we need and then try and scoot through to Port Hedland before the cyclone.
What has been the deal with the weather?
It's been a bit rainy, and there's this low pressure system looming right in the middle of the road that we're driving. We're praying that it'll just hold off.
It to be a category 3 and now it's only going to be a category 2.
Prayer works. If we don't make it through, some people are predicting that we could be here for up to 2 weeks.
We're going to live off Arnott's assorted creams and sausages.
We learnt later that this was one of the wettest wet seasons on record for the Kimberley. The rain reached us and poured and poured and poured. The road to Broome and all the way to Port Hedland was ridiculously flooded. To give you some idea of how much it rained and how much it's flooded now, we drove down a dirt track down that way in the first few weeks to go fishing. And now it is the ocean. We didn't feel right to leave earlier, but you know what? On a whole, we didn't mind staying around for a bit longer. It gave us time to slow down, hang out, meet new people, go to church, go fishing and goanna hunting. and screen a Luma exclusive trailer. So many precious moments in these days that we didn't know were going to exist, including our final day, an incredible day of filmmaking breakthrough.
So today is our last day of filming.
In the name of Jesus!
We have shots that we've been literally trying to line up for weeks.
Weeks!
Today needs to be the day because we've run out of days.
6 shots,
Then we're good.
and we're good. And we leave tomorrow.
Everything fell into place. The police were incredibly generous to let us use their station, siren and props.
Opening image, this drone shot over the mountains and into New Side. And it's just been quite hard to coordinate.
So currently Josh is up there. We saw a little moving
Or
man.
a little stick.
We've lost the drone trying to get it, crashed the drone trying to get it. The drone is now operational again, it's back in the air, it has a new propeller.
We have a whole system of waves with a flag of a skirt to communicate to Ange down there to get the car going. Was finished in 2 takes, and our other shots got completed easily.
Thing really worked today.
Day of breakthrough. Massive day of breakthrough.
There was even time in the evening to say goodbye to our friends and spend some precious last moments and prayers before we scooted off the next morning. God definitely scheduled these extra 6 days. We thank the Lord for the amazingly gracious culture of the Indigenous of the Kimberley. Such generous, smart, handy and loving people. Filmmaking is usually a highly structured, controlled environment. But being amongst the community taught us so much in the area of flexibility and being led by the Spirit. We feel so blessed and impacted by our stay. It was so hard to leave. So a big thank you to Luma community for being such a help and being our dear friends. We will continue to pray for you and can't wait to visit again with a completed movie.